Hi, I'm Shine, and this is Divine Shine Tarot with your monthly reading for my Earth signs. So that's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I'll leave the timestamps down below. Also, take a look at your love and career readings. I'll repost the link at the end. I hope this reading finds you at a helpful time. Remember, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. If anything resonates, let me know in the comments. And hit that like button. Leave me questions or suggestions for readings you'd like to see from me in the future. I appreciate any donations or shiny items you care to give from my Amazon and Etsy list linked below, if you're inspired but not required. Now, I ask that the Spirit step forward to divinely guide my vision and messaging for these Earth sign readings. Let's get started with Taurus. Happy birthday to my Taurus! Woo! Spirit, what's coming for my Taurus in the next 4 to 6 weeks? What are they experiencing? What should Taurus prepare for in the next 4 to 6 weeks from when this message finds them, Spirit? Got 2 cards out. We have the World. So maybe you're feeling very accomplished and complete after some major life cycle, Taurus. You also have the Chariot, which points to having a lot of direction, willpower, and progress at this time. There may be something that you either want to or need to power forward and get done. Queen of Swords. This archetype has a lot of mental clarity, a very good decision maker, someone that gets to the truth and has strong boundaries. This may be who you need to be at this time to make decisions, Taurus, or someone advising you in your life may be helping you strengthen those characteristics. You also have this Knight of Cups, and this is someone who is very charming, romantic, creative. This could also be asking you to follow your heart in whatever decisions you may need to make at this time. So let's get some clarification. Hit that like button if you find this reading helpful or entertaining. Spirit, please clarify this monthly reading for my Taurus. Please help clarify this reading for the next 4 to 6 weeks for my Taurus. Oh, wow. Got quite a few cards that just fell out. So you have the 5 of Wands, which points to some sort of conflict and competition. This says obstacles, arguments, competition, tension, disagreements. Is this happening at work or in your personal life with people that you know and love, Taurus? You also have the 6 of Pentacles, which indicates a time of abundance where you or someone may be giving charity to those in need. This says giving, receiving, fairness, sharing wealth, generosity, charity. So while the suit of Pentacles is usually in regards to things that are financial and material, this could also be generous with one's time and emotions. You have the Moon card, which points to some sort of illusions and a lack of certainty at this time. So this says illusions, mystery, dreams, intuition, anxiety, fear, trust, subconscious. You may be hesitant to make some choices, but the Queen of Swords again reminds you to have that mental clarity to be able to cut through, get to the truth, and make better decisions. Hermit in reverse. Maybe you were in a period of necessary solitude and now it's turning into a prolonged period of solitude to where now it feels like isolation, loneliness, withdrawal. You may have lost your way. There may be some distance between you and someone or something that you want. Maybe even paranoia, antisocial, and sadness. Interesting. So if you are in that state, that could contribute to you having some illusions around the reality of a situation in your life. But you are again reinforced to drive forward and get things done with this Chariot card. This says direction, control, willpower, progress, action, determination, success, movement, courage, and direction. So while you may not have the clarity at this time to know what direction to proceed in, follow your heart and trust that you are meant to take action at this time. Do not just stagnate at the end of whatever life cycle you may be coming out of that may have been conflictive. Push forward, make a decision, get on the other side, start a new life cycle, and it may even be rewarding for you. And you got the Queen of Cups. And this points to someone who is very compassionate, comforting, calm, helping, emotionally stable, healing, caring, intuitive, and receptive. So these may be additional characteristics that you may need to have at this time. Being compassionate with yourself after coming out of conflict and competition, keeping calm and emotionally stable, and perhaps even comforting yourself if things didn't quite go the way you wanted, but you're advised to move forward, power on, push through, and get to the other side. We have one more card here for you, and this is the Strength card in reverse, pointing to self-doubt, weakness, insecurity, low energy, raw emotions, struggle, and pride. So, this conflict may have been exhausting for you or caused you to doubt yourself at this time, which may be why you're being asked to be compassionate with yourself. And let's get one more card out for you. Oh, interesting. You have the Knight of Pentacles here. Noticeably, it is a Taurus card. And this is about someone who grinds and gets things done. So this says conservative, methodical, productivity, efficiency, responsibility, dependable. So Taurus, we've already seen in this spread this Chariot card that came out twice, reinforcing this willpower, this sense of getting things done, making progress happen, which you naturally have. The characteristic that we often see in Taurus is the bull that powers through and gets things done. So this card may be reminding you to keep your work ethic, keep grinding, and it's bound to lead to positive results. So Taurus, it looks like you've just completed a life cycle, perhaps a job or relationship that's come to an end, and now it's a time to start something new. You're asked to keep your foot on the gas and keep powering forward. Do not stagnate. Keep a clear mind in your decision making and follow your heart, maybe even keeping the door open for new love as well if this is about a relationship. But ultimately, it looks like there was some conflict in your life, perhaps around an imbalance in a relationship. Maybe you were overgiving and not receiving as much, or maybe even you were fighting for a higher salary in a job, something to do with seeking a fair balance in some exchange that has to do with someone being generous and someone being on the receiving end of that generosity. But this conflict may have led to some distrust, some anxiety, some hesitations and illusions that allow you to not see things, that dissuade you from proceeding into the future because of the uncertainty. You may have even stepped away from this job or this relationship, isolating yourself to protect yourself and gain clarity. But this Hermit card in reverse may be warning you to not remain in that stage for too long. Reconnecting with people, community, support systems, networks of loved ones and colleagues may be necessary at this time to help you get to the next stage or chapter of your life. Have compassion for yourself and those involved in this conflict to be able to forgive, but not necessarily forget. Learn from the experience and apply what you've learned to your next chapter. Regain your energy and your strength to be able to push through and start fresh. You're likely very trustworthy and reliable to others, but you should also trust in yourself and your own abilities to get things done, to progress, to rebuild after any conflict, persevere, and come out better on the other side. So trust in your abilities to strengthen your confidence and pursue new career or creative opportunities that you would love, as well as keep the door open for friendships and relationships coming out of your time of solitude and withdrawal on the other side of whatever chapter in your life you're closing. Now let's get a final message or advice for my Taurus. Spirit, what advice or final message do you have for my Taurus for the next 4 to 6 weeks? What advice or final message do you have for my Taurus? Oh, something flipped out. Oh, something did flip out twice. So Taurus, you got these two cards that flipped out. This first one says, make sure you don't start seeing yourself through the eyes of those who don't value you. You need to know your worth, even when others don't. You are not what people think of you. Interesting. So if this was related to a job or relationship, this could have been someone or a workplace that was devaluing you, not giving you your worth, not reciprocating all that you were putting into it, contributing to that potential self-doubt or lack of trust that you may have developed. But this is reminding you to know your worth, and that in turn would encourage you to move on to a place or a person that values you. And then this card says, if you find yourself stuck in a situation you are unhappy with, ask yourself why you are still there. Is it fear of the unknown? Leaving toxic situations or people can be the best thing you could do for your soul and your spirit. Be fierce. So maybe this was a toxic relationship or place of employment that was difficult for you to endure. And this is encouraging you to not remain stuck in a bad situation you're not happy with. Move on from something toxic, power forward, and move on to something better. Best wishes getting to the other side and starting fresh with something or someone better. Click here to view your latest love and career readings. Comment if anything resonated with you, and like and subscribe for notifications of my horoscope, pop culture, and celebrity readings. Now, let's move on to my Virgos. Spirit, what's coming for my Virgo in the next 4 to 6 weeks? What are they experiencing? What should they prepare for in the next 4 to 6 weeks from when this message finds them? So we got a few cards here, starting with the Hanged Man. You may be asked to surrender and sacrifice at this time, Virgo, in order to gain enlightenment or guidance for any decision making, or maybe you need a change in perspective. The Devil card. So this may be warning of some temptations, addictions, bad habits, bad influences. Maybe if this is related to a relationship, there could be lust, there could be materialism. There is a need for discipline and structure when that card comes out, or it could also be warning of other people that you may need to beware of. Then you got the Knight of Swords. This is the archetype of someone that's very driven, fearless, taking action. So if you were looking for a sign to take action on something, this is encouraging you to move forward on that plan or idea. Get it done. And then you got the Six of Swords, pointing to moving on from a difficult time or place into a better, smoother, calmer situation. But you may carry with you the traumas of the obstacles and challenges that you may have endured in that previous place that you're leaving behind. And it's never easy to make this transition, but it is necessary for you to move on from whatever it is that you may be trying to get on the other side of. Let's get some clarity on what these cards are saying for you, Virgo. Hit that like button if you find this reading helpful or entertaining. Spirit, please help clarify this reading for the next 4 to 6 weeks for my Virgos. Oh, you have the Five of Cups, indicating grief over some loss. It says grief, loss, despair, regret, pessimism, disappointment, feeling unloved or abandoned. Was there a relationship or a job that didn't quite work out the way you expected, Virgo? Did you maybe even lose someone in your life, not only through a breakup, but also someone passing away? There's something here that you may be mourning in relation to a person or a decision, an experience that was disappointing or left you feeling a loss and a void. And you have this King of Swords that's pointing to someone who is a good decision maker. So they are precise, articulate, truthful, disciplined, honest. They have mental clarity and authority. So if you are dealing with the grief of a loss, that mental state may impair and impact your decision making. You may be hesitant to make a change and move on. You may even be stagnant or stuck, but you're encouraged to find the strength to think things clearly and make a decision to move on. You need balance and moderation at this time, as indicated by this Temperance card that says balance, harmony, moderation, patience, purpose, finding meaning, being sensible. So patience may be essential to making this transition and getting on the other side of this loss. Luck is on your side with this Wheel of Fortune card. This says good luck, karma, destiny, and fate, turning point, life cycles, change, chances. So this is a good time to make changes. King of Wands. This is a leader that is very motivating. This says strong leader, power, charm, courage, visionary, mature, career-driven, successful. So this might be asking you to get energized at this time, Virgo, and lead yourself out of this situation onto something better. This is reinforcing this idea of an emotional loss. This Ace of Cups in reverse saying emptiness, repressed emotion, blocked logic. So it may be difficult for you to think clearly, which is why you got these Swords cards. But again, don't stagnate. Change your perspective. Find a balance so that you are both healing these wounds as well as making progress to take advantage of fate and good fortune. Get one more out for you. The universe may be trying to offer you something new and better, and you don't want to miss it or overlook it by remaining in this state of contemplation for too long. This Four of Cups says meditation, reevaluation, seclusion, contemplation. So again, don't remain in this state for too long and miss out on the fresh start that seems to be trying to rush into your life, Virgo. So change your perspective and go with the flow of life to turn things around and find the courage to move on to something better. There may be some bad habits or a comfort zone that arose from a period of grief and loss that you found yourself in that potentially created an imbalance in your life to where you're neglecting yourself or an area of your life that has great potential for progress and advancement at this time that you may overlook or miss if you do not find strength to power through and think clearly. Get the mental clarity to make the decision and set an intention to get yourself out of this, to make necessary life changes at this time, Virgo. Things should turn out well and in your favor on the other side of this. Now let's get a final message or advice for my Virgo. Spirit, what advice or final message do you have for my Virgo for the next 4 to 6 weeks? So this one says, don't allow anyone to abuse your power or take it away from you. Remember, you will be treated how you allow others to treat you. Show them that you value yourself far too much to settle for anything less than you deserve. This is more reason as to why you should move on to something in case it was a relationship or a job that maybe was not valuing you as you deserve, maybe even abusive. This is further reason and encouragement to make that change and move on. And then you got this card that says, go back to the heart of who you truly are. There you will find peace. Look at your life in its entirety. Acknowledge any old wounds and then release them. Use what they taught you as added strength. Keep moving forward with a renewed sense of confidence. So this actually brings me to the Devil card, which could have also represented traumas. There may have been traumas from past experiences that have affected you in creating this potential stagnancy in your life that may be holding you back and disturbing your peace and your thought process at this time. But as this card said, those past experiences were lessons, and you're advised to release that pain, heal from those experiences, and move forward confidently, trusting that the universe and fate is on your side. I wish you well in that, Virgo. I hope this was helpful. So that is the monthly reading for Virgo, Sun or Rising, for entertainment purposes only. Click here to view your latest love and career readings. Comment if anything resonated with you, and like and subscribe for notifications of my horoscope, pop culture, and celebrity readings. Now, let's move on to my Capricorns. Spirit, what's coming for my Capricorn in the next 4 to 6 weeks? What are they experiencing? What should they prepare for in the next 4 to 6 weeks from when this message finds them? So you have the Star card. This points to a sense of hope and calmness. This may be encouraging you to keep going through the darkness. The star is illuminating your way. While you may not have all of the clarity and certainty that you need to get through a situation, have faith that you will get through. Four of Swords is asking you to rest and recover after a stressful time to get your energy back in preparation for the next chapter or stage in your life. You may be weary from facing many challenges and weathering many storms, so rest is needed at this time. High Priestess, this is asking you to trust your gut, go with your intuition. You may be needing to make a decision at this time, and it's not very clear to you as to which path you should follow. But getting the rest that you need will help you get the clarity and also help you get in touch with your intuition. Tower card. So there may have been some sudden disaster that has created a reconstruction in your life, something that you weren't expecting crumbled and destabilized you, and now you are uncertain of what to do next. Let's get some clarity for you, Capricorn. Hit that like button if you find this reading helpful or entertaining. Please help clarify this reading for the next 4 to 6 weeks for my Capricorn. So you definitely need some mental clarity at this time for your decision making, Capricorn. This says this Queen of Swords is intelligent, perceptive, independent. She has clear boundaries, is clear-minded, and direct communication. If this is related to a relationship or a job, there may be some tough conversations that you have to have in order to rebuild and find progress on the other side. There may be a chapter that has come to the end, and perhaps you even feel accomplished and complete. This World card says accomplishment, completion, wholeness, integration, travel, arriving, success. So if something came to an end, whether you wanted to or not, this card indicates that it's a good part of your life journey and you should feel accomplished. You should feel complete and whole. Or maybe even there is travel to come in your future. You may be juggling between 2 or more priorities, doing a bit of a balancing act, as this Two of Pentacles says balance, adaptability, prioritization, time management, balancing decisions. So this rest and recovery and decision making should assist you in finding that balance. And you have the Queen of Cups, which is the archetype of someone who is very compassionate and comforting, calm, helping, emotionally stable, healing, caring, intuitive, and receptive. So this is the second card that we have here, or the third actually, that points to a need for calmness in order to get on the other side of what may have been a chaotic disaster. This 10 of Pentacles points to problems, insecurities, failures, financial loss, lack of stability, fleeting success, lack of resources. So this reading may indeed be pointing to something in your career, job, business ventures. You may have self-doubt since you got this Strength card in reverse. And this says self-doubt, weakness, insecurity, low energy, raw emotions, struggle, and pride. So you may be still raw from whatever unexpected disaster and destruction happened, and that may be impacting you, creating weakness and draining you. which is why it's necessary to rest to regain your strength and clarity for whatever's to come next. Maybe you were dealing with someone or something that's very selfish. This Nine of Cups in reverse says selfishness, greed, materialism, lack of inner joy, laziness, indulgence. Something or someone was not bringing you joy, and maybe that's why it needed to crumble and be rebuilt. It was on shaky foundations and creating imbalance. And this is the Tower card again, reinforcing that Tower card that we already got in the first pulls. So a reminder that this says shaken foundations, revelation, unwanted change, upheaval, disaster, violence, chaos. So you have good reason to feel some sort of exhaustion, weakness, or self-doubt and need this rest, as this Tower card and 10 of Pentacles in reverse indicates problems, loss, and instabilities. But the good part is that something has come to an end, meaning that now you can start fresh. Have here again calmness with this Nine of Swords in reverse, which says calmness, control, restful, releasing worry, hope, reaching out. So you may be regaining your peace and getting on the other side of this, Capricorn. And you may also be regaining your confidence, as this Queen of Wands indicates someone who is confident, enthusiastic, courageous, independent, determined, focused, joyful, and warm. This may be reminding you to remain confident, focused, and determined in order to push through this stage in life and get through to the other side of rebuilding from whatever deconstructions you endured. So you have many cards here reminding you to keep calm, keep hope and faith, trust in yourself, and tap into your intuition to push through this challenging time of some job or relationship that has come to an end that may not have been serving you. It may be in your best interest to move on from this chapter and start fresh. Use the calmness and clarity that you gain from that rest to regain your confidence in trusting yourself, your decision-making, and your abilities, to refocus and be determined to rebuild a better life for yourself on the other side of these challenges in this new chapter, be it through a new job or maybe even a new relationship with someone else or a relationship with yourself. Either way, the cards indicate it will be more successful than where you are now. You needed something to end in order to start a new and better chapter with the self-development and lessons learned from the previous one. Now let's get a final message or advice for my Capricorn. Spirit, what advice or final message do you have for my Capricorn for the next 4 to 6 weeks? Oh, looks like we got 2 here. This says, don't lose sight of the truth. You came here to evolve and grow. It is necessary to experience the difficult times. That is when you will grow most. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. Be proud of your journey. Very encouraging card for you, Capricorn. Be proud of the journey. There's bumps in the road, but it's a necessary part of our growth, of our evolution that allows us to evolve and do better, be better for the next chapter. And this card says, no matter how much you are being tested or pushed right now, stand your ground and push back. Believe in your own integrity and self-worth so much that no one can get in your way. Have the confidence to move forward. You can and will do this. Another encouraging card for you, Capricorn. Move forward, rebuild, be confident, believe in yourself, be stronger and better, and push back on life to make things the way you want them. You can do this. I hope that was helpful for you, Capricorn. Click here to view your latest love and career reading. Comment if anything resonated with you, and like and subscribe for notifications of my horoscope, pop culture, and celebrity readings. I wish you all abundance and opulence. May divine light radiate through your life. Keep shining.